standing by.
Okay, welcome to Looney's second challenger, Cruzz. This could be a very difficult series for Looney. Let's see what happens. Cruzz has stated, however, that he's going for Coco Jambo, so I'm curious to see what strategy he's going to employ. Looney playing as Oster in the north, Cruzz playing as allies in the south. We've got Cruzz's tank hunters. No, sorry, excuse me, Lend-Lease, Soviet Reserve Army, and Guard Rifle combined arms against Looney's elite troops, mobile defense, and lightning war. So pretty standard stuff from Looney. He's going to be trying his absolute hardest to win. Combat engineers heading right, conscripts heading left/center, grenadier squad making its way onto the field to head left.
You need something built or blown up? It's ready to use. Pioneer squad! We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Pio's backing into some green cover right here. Conscripts firing at them from range. Combat engineers jumping into this building, and this squad of conscripts making its way towards the middle to engage against these Pios, and a grenadier squad is heading left to take this strategic point. Pio's trying to deny green cover here in this area while they have an opportunity to do so. Combat engineers moving to take more territory here in the north, while conscripts meet up here in the center. They're actually going to split a little bit. This one moving to take building control, I assume, and this one heading left for the fuel. Probably going to get headed off by Pios and Grenadiers. Second Grenadier squad on its way to support, and an MG42 is in production.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies. Something built?
Sidolio heading left. Wait, why did I just say Sidolio? Did you guys hear that? I just randomly, for no reason, was just like Sidolio heading left. What the hell was that, brain? Wow. Combat engineers heading left to take control of this strategic point, and these conscripts are going to retreat while these combat engineers take control of everything here on the right side, and this squad of conscripts decaps the cutoff before being pushed away by that MG42.
Taking rounds! Infantry shooting at us! We need replacements!
Combat engineers are going to retreat from the left side engagement while Pios take control of the fuel, Grenadiers take control of the munitions. What can I say? Sidolio is a very attractive young man. I mean, let's be honest.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Combat engineers, or no, conscripts take control of the cutoff right here before forcing away those, that MG42, second MG42 on the field here from Looney, moving to try and assist in protecting this area, and Cruzz so far is playing pretty standard, just 4 conscript, 2 combat engineer opening, the same thing we've seen Loveness do time and time again. No base upgrades yet, and now he's actually going to transition into tier 1. This is where things might start to get a little bit interesting. Maybe we're going to see a sniper or something of that nature. Conscripts will get gunned down by that machine gun on the approach right there. Will be forced to retreat by massed MG42 and Pioneer fire, falling quite low. These conscripts maintain their position in green cover here. Second squad making its way left. Third squad available for this engagement as well. Grenadiers trying to charge into close range will definitely be forced to retreat in this engagement. These 2 MG42s are also a little close to these conscripts and are getting flanked by squads over here from the left side, and Cruzz will take everything on the right under his control, completely unopposed, including the strategic points immediately outside of Looney's base. MG42 is going to try to backpedal a little bit. Conscripts charging, flamethrower charging, and Looney is getting boxed into his base, and an M3 is in production for Cruzz now, not a sniper. And Looney has fielded a mortar. Flamethrower forced to retreat. Conscripts engaging against this machine gun do convince it to retreat before backpedaling to to start putting pressure on the fuel point while this squad grabs the munitions here in the back. Cruzz has taken all victory points, all strategic points, everything on the right side, and finally, harassment is on its way over here. One squad of pilots is going to try and slow down some of Cruzz's economy over here. M3 is on the field and will make its way towards the center.
A sector has been cut off.
Mortar firing on these conscripts. Thanks for subscribing, Plow King. Sub hype, thank you. Man, I can't wait till I have a sub alert so that I get notified about that. I feel bad when I miss it. But thank you, Plow King, for the sub.
Enemy forces are neutralized.
Very much appreciated. You guys have to help me come up with an awesome catchphrase. I need a catchphrase for when people sub. I kind of liked "But soft like 300 window breaks," but that's kind of a long, that's kind of a long catchphrase. How about "Fetch my longsword, ho"? That's one of my favorite lines of Romeo's. Fetch my longsword, ho! Conscripts are suppressed here on the cutoff, trying to get that under control. They will be forced to retreat quite soon. The M3 with the flamethrower inside is moving to make an aggressive push against the MG42 right there. And everything is going to get pushed off the battlefield. MG42s and mortars alike. Tier 2 is in production. He needs to get that AT gun out to help him against that M3 if he's not going to be able to take that with Panzerfausts. Or maybe MG42 fire. And the left side fuel point is falling into Cruzz's control. He's also purchased healing and AT grenades. And healing himself up here in the base. AT grenades, I assume, for protection against the scout car.
Capture complete. You have orders for us? White scout car, ready for orders. We have it.
M3 circling right to push away those grenadiers right there. Combat engineers in the base. We might see Cruzz trying to tech up now that he has a huge fuel advantage. He's interrupted in his attempt to build sandbags right there. Has to pull back a little bit to grab control of the left side victory point. There's the 221 from Looney.
Supply sector under attack.
Mortar fire! We are ready!
And he will go tier 4. Might be looking at the beginning of Coco Jambo right here, and Looney has not picked a commander yet, has not teched beyond battle phase 1, slowly getting control of the left side fuel point and munitions.
Enemy eliminated. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector. The territory is out of contact.
Conscripts build themselves some green cover over here. Taking minor damage from mortar fire, will be forced to retreat soon. Conscripts on the right side also being forced to retreat by that autocannon, and the M3 is not going to be able to do much against that scout car for now. Over here on the left side, Grenadiers taking control of the fuel. Strategic points, but they are cut off. MG42 moving to retake the cutoff now. Cruzz will finish his tier 4 with 65 fuel in the bank and 35 coming in. He will probably go...
It's done.
I don't know. Some tier 4 unit.
Scout car. Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Su-76. Su-76 in production. And that will give him a very effective counter to the scout car. So, that's something. Conscripts might catch that scout car a little bit exposed. Ooh, running straight towards it. M3 doesn't really have an escape. Rather than trying to escape from it, he will turn the 50 cal of the M3 to try and fire on its rear armor and deal a little bit of damage while the conscripts chase it off. Scout car will be able to get away. Both scout cars leave that engagement without too much trouble. MG42s get caught without being set up. Both packed up and both will be forced to reposition away from double conscripts over here on the right side. Conscript squad here will be forced to retreat after successfully landing an AT grenade on that scout car, though it's falling dangerously low and the Su-76 is on the field. It'll probably be able to snipe that if it can get in range. Both MG42s were forced to retreat from the right side because they didn't set up. They just walked straight into conscripts over there. This squad of conscripts is going to seal the deal with an AT grenade, although they probably don't have to. They could probably wait for the Su-76 to arrive. And there it is, too late to get to the engagement. The green cover of the destroyed scout car may give those conscripts a little time to get some territory under control, but the Su-76 is going to rotate over towards the right side, destroying a bunch of haystacks on its way. Apparently Cruzz doesn't want that cover to be there anymore.
Attempting to capture our territory.
Su-76 firing on that stuff will wipe the MG42. Not too much damage to anything else. And a squad of conscripts actually got wiped over here on the left. Walking into the base defenses a little, maybe? No? I guess it just died to... looks like mortar fire. Mortar fire wipes a conscript squad. So... MG42 wiped, at least temporarily. Conscripts also wiped. Left side fuel uncontested, and right side fuel getting decapped now. M3 flamethrower on its way to try and force those grenadiers into a retreat, possibly wipe them. They don't get a Panzerfaust off because there's no munitions. They're just going to have to try to retreat and hope for the best. Definitely could be a wipe, though.
Enemy is taking our territory.
And there they go. Grenadiers wiped.
A new half-track has arrived.
Panzer Grenadiers taking control of this strategic point, and Mortar moving to take control of the left side fuel. Combat Engineers have thrown one demo charge down right there. Ooh, and Cruzz has gone Lend-Lease and fielded an M5 half-track assault group. This is the first time I think I've ever seen this unit in Star-Crossed Kings. Right? I don't know, Sidolio might have fielded one at one point. He likes Lend-Lease. Yeah, I think Sidolio has fielded this before, but this is a very, very rarely seen unit. New scout car on the field drove right into the Su-76 and is destroyed immediately. The Su-76 doesn't counter much, but it counters that. Conscripts taking control of the right side will grab the victory point and get the clock ticking against Looney again. Meanwhile, half-track is upgraded with a quad mount machine gun. Su-85 snipes one of the mortar crew members, and that will get decrewed. Guards will recover the mortar and be able to reinforce by this half-track easily. Conscripts moving to take control of all territory here on the left. And Looney is going to go back to being contained in his base. Su-76 moving up to bombard team weapons, and M3 with the flamethrower looking for flanking opportunities on the cutoff. Conscripts jump into some green cover where they can. Guards with their PPSHs should be able to do some good close range damage to various squads over here in this area. Su-76 will have access to its barrage soon, and the M3 comes up from behind to flank the AT gun. It does not have any flank protection and gets cleared immediately, which leaves no counter to the quad mount, although it's pulling back for repairs. And the Su-76 also has no counter and will be available for high explosive barrage very soon. And this cover position is also about to be destroyed. The M3 falling low to machine gun fire will maybe not get to safety. Flamethrower is going to have to retreat right there. But everything is retreating from the cutoff, and it looks like Cruzz will go back to holding the entire map. No income coming in for Looney whatsoever, with this last strategic point being decaptured here. Cruzz lost his M3, but still has his quad mount half-track and still has his Su-76, and will soon, very soon, have access to Lend-Lease Shermans, at which point Looney may not be able to recover this game. He does take back his AT gun. Fortunately, he has not lost any team weapons to his opponent except for this mortar. Cruzz has a machine gun of his own now, Dushka, heading left. Guards with PPSHs making their way back to the front line. How many members have PPSHs? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of these squad members have PPSHs, the others have Mosins. Making them pretty good at close range, but they can do minor damage at medium range. Su-76 bombarding this area doesn't hit anything really. Half track is fully repaired and some squads reinforced here in the base. Cruzz will be able to send those back to the front line soon. Su-76 is almost at 1, which doesn't really make much of a difference honestly, but whatever. Conscripts in this building will have to retreat soon. There they go. Another squad of conscripts inside this building will try and keep Looney contained. Guards toss a grenade on these team weapons. Do not quite manage to clear that AT gun, dealing damage to the MG42 right there. They will be forced to retreat, and here in the building they're engaging against all of these various squads. Oh, they have SVTs, not Mosins. My bad, my mistake. They actually have pretty similar damage profiles. I think the SVT is slightly better at medium and the Mosin slightly better at long, but they're basically both medium range weapons.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Flamethrower trying to defend against this push. Quad mount machine gun available here, plus forward reinforcement, plus high explosive barrage from the Su-76. Flamethrower will force the machine gun from that house with a tiny sliver of health remaining. Backpedaling away from the Panzer Grenadiers. Conscripts trying to maintain an aggressive wall to protect against that AT gun, and everything will be forced to retreat. Panzer Grenadiers retreating, Flamethrower retreating, and that AT gun has a very real chance of being stolen here if it doesn't hurry back into the base. Half track is chasing, and it gets cleared. I think it is outside the range of any base defenses, and Cruzz will be able to recover that weapon if he so chooses. And he is diving aggressively into the base at this point against Looney, who has no real counter whatsoever, but he will kite away from those Grenadiers, not wanting to take engine damage if he can at all avoid it. Su-76 moves up to put pressure on the Oster base as well, but the positioning of this medic bunker actually leaves it a little bit vulnerable to that Su-76. Conscripts trying to recover this gun, but they are taking heavy damage, trying to out-reinforce the damage and get that gun away, but no, it gets cleared. Dushka moves up aggressively to suppress these infantry to try and make their way into the road, and this road is rapidly becoming a mass grave as both sides fight desperately for control of this AT gun. Panzer Grenadiers are getting bled hard, everything has to retreat. Looney is completely contained and doesn't seem to have any way of getting out of his base sector. Su-76 will be available for a high explosive barrage soon, and there's the Lend-Lease Sherman making its way straight down the central road. High explosive barrage firing on the MG42 right there. And that's the game. Cruzz takes game 1 with a 497 victory point Soviet victory with Lend-Lease fielding all of his various call-in options: Dushka, Assault Half-Track, and Lend-Lease Sherman. In addition to taking to Tier 4 and fielding a Vet 1 Su-76 with 8 kills, I think we have a very real beginning to a contender for the Coco Jimbo Award, and let's see what Cruzz decides to do in Game 2.